Hello everyone! Here's a sneak peek of our upcoming product. It's codenamed Flux, and it's a platform to build software using just natural language. The central idea is users can use their natural language to author software, without having to learn any syntax and any other complexities involved with learning a programming language. So let's get started. I already have an account, so I'll just go sign in. I'm going to sign in with my Google credentials. It's going to take just a minute. Once we log in, it takes us right into this landing experience. This is our user's private workspace. Very soon, we'll also be launching team workspaces where users will be able to collaborate with their team members, manage their privileges, and other associated information, like usage and detailed monitoring of every aspect of all their apps, billing, and so on and so forth. Let's go build an app. So the fundamental tenet of Flux is that people can develop using their natural language. So far, software has only been written in English. But before we do that, I want to talk about what the experience would be for somebody who wants to write code in Spanish or German or even Hindi. For example, this is how a program written in Spanish would actually look like. It's very similar to a doc, but it's software that actually works. But today, for this particular demo, let me do it in English. So I'm just going to open this sample app that we ship out of the box. It takes us to this beautiful authoring experience where we build our app and see it come to life. Let me start by creating a new document here. For today's demo, I want to build an app that gets me the latest headlines from around the world. I'm just going to call it News Digest. It feels like I'm just authoring a document here, very similar to how we would on a Google Doc. For this demo, I have pre-written something. I'm just pasting it here. You'll notice this does not look like a typical program or software code, but more like a Word document. Essentially, the document mentions a goal, which says fetch the latest headlines from a news API, format it into a short digest, and just show it. Pretty simple. And this doesn't look anything like code. It simply says build the request URL using an existing news API. That's the REST API that we need to invoke. We already have an API key, so we can just ask to use this API key, send a GET request, and check if the response is okay. I can basically tell parse the response body. It has a bunch of articles, print the news title and description, and if the API fails, just say we failed to fetch the news. Once again, it's very important to note that this is just a document that describes what needs to be done, not a program. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to save this and let me hit run, which will let us see our app in action. What you'll see in this particular demo is an in-app preview, which is essentially where the entire app experience is right within this browser. But as we go along, we'll be adding more capabilities such as exposing this particular app as REST services, schedule background jobs that run this app, and build web and mobile applications. Essentially, the entire cloud and deployment infrastructure, and all of that would be authorable within this beautiful document editing experience, and they would seamlessly transform into their runtime flavors. So what's see here on the right side is our AI completely understood the user's goals, parsed the specific user inputs that were provided in the document, and then translated that into a working application right here within the browser. Now, let me click run and see what happens. So what you'll see here is that our app executed the natural language instructions, made the call to this particular news API, and fetched all the news items like we wanted. So these are all what's happening around the world right now. That's our demo. I also want to add a couple of things for us to keep in mind. We mentioned natural language earlier, so that's what the future of software development will be. For example, this particular document is written in English because I could read only English. But if I have to share this with somebody else who speaks a different language, they simply need to come in here and then switch the language. And then, bingo, you'll be able to see all of these authored specs available for them to read and edit and consume in their own native language. Of course, the app experience works just as well in their preferred language as well. So that's what Flux is all about. Taking the power of AI and unleashing it to make it work for every single person to bring their ideas to life without the barrier of having to learn programming languages.